Hello and welcome to attaQ. My name is Jakob. I'm your host and you're watching a attaQ episode. We're gonna do a little experiment. Well, we're gonna do a few experiments. We're really gonna compare the sounds between Model D and Arturia's iMini and even Propellerhead Thor, just as a base of reference. But first, I wanna know, can you tell a Moog from a non-Moog? I'm about to play 3 sounds for you, made with 3 synthesizers, and they're all playing square waveforms. And I want you to guess which one is the Model D one. Again, I'm using Propellerhead Thor, MOOG Model D, and Arturia's iMini. Now, when you've listened to them, I want you to fill in one of the alternatives in the poll, and the poll can be found up here in the upper right corner. You'll just pop up the little exclamation mark, and you'll find the poll there. And you just need to tap in which one of the sounds you thought was the Model D one. Can you spot the real Moog? And please don't type out the answer in the comment section. Please don't spoil this for anyone. Are you ready? Okay, so here we go. Right, so all you need to do now is to do the poll thing. Just go in the upper right corner and choose the alternative that you thought sounded like MOOG Model D. Now you can pause the video here, but I'll just put in this little time countdown thing so you know when the point comes in the video where I'll be telling you which one was doing what. I just want to see what your guesses will be. I'm so excited over this. I'll just keep talking for a little bit. Now the thing is, it can be really hard to know which synth is doing what when you're only listening to a sound, like a square waveforms, because there are so many synthesizers out there that can produce square waveforms. And without any other type of reference like filters or envelope shapes and stuff like that, it's really hard to tell. You need a base of reference. Okay, so the countdown is almost up, and I hope you've all voted. Well, most of you anyway. Here comes the spoiler. Right, so now we're really gonna look at what the MOOG Model D sound like compared to the Arturia iMini, compared to the same type of patch made inside Propellerhead Thor. Right, so let's get into this. Now, I've made 5 different patches in all 3 synthesizers, and you've already heard one of them. I call it the clean square waveform patch. Now, we're still gonna be using a square waveform just to make it easier to, discern what's happening with the sound. But for the next patch, I've turned down the cutoff knob 50% in all 3 synthesizers. And this is what it sounds like. Pretty interesting and quite different results between the 3 synthesizers. Have you been able to decide which one you like the most yet? Well, you don't have to decide because we're gonna keep on going. Now for the next patch, I've kept the cutoff knob at 50%, and I've also added another 50% tweak on the resonance knob on all 3 synthesizers. And this is what that sounds like. those waveforms are looking seriously interesting. I say seriously interesting. I'm such a nerd. Now for the next patch test, I've decided to go all out on the resonance knob. So I'm keeping the cutoff at 50% in all three synthesizers, and then I've also turned up the resonance up 100%. And now we're getting some serious self-oscillation. This is one of the most interesting tests ever between these three, because here we can clearly see a complete difference in sound signal between the three. Now, for the next and final patch test, I have done a little tweaking with the filter envelope. So I've turned down the resonance knob back to 50%, keeping the cutoff knob at 50%, but now I'm adding an attaQ slope of 5 seconds to the cutoff knob on all three synthesizers. And so listen really carefully now to the slopes and how they behave in these three synthesizers. Now, isn't that interesting? The Model D one has a very defined logarithmic slope. It kind of kicks up really quick and then it smoothens out, while the other two sounds more linear. Thing is, I don't really have an end point to all of this testing. I simply just am a nerd. And I also wanted to find out if you could tell which one was the real Model D. Because I'll tell you that I did this test myself and I kind of recorded some material and I went away from it, forgot about it, came back, listened to them, I hadn't named them, and I wasn't able to tell which one was what, because to me it just sounded like different sounding square waveforms, but I couldn't really remember what the Model D sounded like. And the thing is, if you do own a Model D, if you've had it for quite some time, then you'll probably know the sound and you'll be able to, pick it out in a crowd of square waveforms. I guess that can be said about any synthesizers that you use a lot, but unless you have a reference, unless you're using it a lot of the times, I don't think you're gonna recognize which one is what and which one is doing what and what sound comes from what and stuff like that. And even though this is the case, I see wars over this on the internet. Yep, some people feel really strongly about this. I want to thank you so much for watching, and of course all comments and ratings are appreciated. If you want to help in supporting this channel, there are several ways to do it. You can share the videos if you think that might be prudent. You can also press the thumbs up because that really helps with the ratings around here. I have the Patreon, the PayPal, and if you don't like Patreon or PayPal, you can buy one of my tracks off Bandcamp. There's gonna be new music coming. I'm constantly working on it. I've been able to find a balance between video work and music, and the balance is I make less videos, I try to put in more effort into my videos, do more research and stuff like that, take time with them, and it also gives me a bit more time to make music. And so yeah, you can expect more tracks coming to my Bandcamp, but there are some new ones out there now, so if you want to go listen to one of them or grab one of them, just go and have a gander. You can find a link to my Bandcamp and to all of the social sites where you can find me at down in the description. And if you don't want to do any of that, if you subscribe, then do not forget to press in the little bell thing, because that way you'll always get notified whenever I upload a new video. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it.